Good morning, guys and gals. Ted from Pewview Farms here. It is a Thursday morning, late morning, January something, and wasn't going to do a video today, but did something a little bit different here on the hobby farm, and just wanted to kind of show you guys what I did. A big thanks to one of my subscribers. One of my late videos that I had here probably about a week ago, I posted where I was cleaning the manger out with a skid steer with leftover hay and piling it up, and as you can see, there's some of it back there in the background back there, and using it for rebedding for the cows and stuff like that. Well, one of my good buddies, who I consider a good buddy now, Ted Kale, suggested maybe just trying to feed one bale out at a time and see how much less waste I get, because hay is a good hot commodity. You know, we have just enough, maybe a couple extra bales left over from what I figure in my count, and so we tried something a little bit different. I just want to say Ted and Ted's Excellent Adventures. Woo! Alright, what we did today is I grabbed a first cutting bale out of the barn, and there was very little left over here, so I knew they needed something. And we picked it, brought it over, cut the strings, and I backed out of it from the skid steer. You know, one of them hydraulic bale rollers would be nice, but use what you have, and it worked actually really well. So what I did is, like I said, I backed out of it so just the one big spear was into the bale, and I kept grabbing it from the very bottom of the bale. So every time I picked up, it would do a fast roll. Well, that just kept on rolling the bale. I bet you it only took me 5 minutes to get that bale unrolled, and I'll show you guys over here. There's just a little bit left over right there. That wasn't rolling as easy, and kind of the way I feel here is a little crowded space for what we have. For the amount of animals, I actually should have another feed gate set up somewhere, and I plan on doing something in the lean-to here in the near future, and so they won't be all crowded when they're at the feeder. And I tell you what, that worked out really, really well. I switched onto the bucket, and I came back in here and pushed everything up in for them, and I think it worked out great. Like I said, it only took about 5 minutes to unroll one bale, and they seem to be happy. You know, I don't think that they're going to have to peck away at a bale like they used to. Everything's all loosened up for them. Everybody seems happy. Say good morning, girls. Say hello. Hey, Mama. I don't know where Big Mama is. But, yep, everybody seems pretty content right now. So, Ted, thanks again for that I did it again. Tidbit of information. A little bit goes a long way. I really appreciate the advice that people give when you post a video and you have questions and stuff like that. It really makes a big difference, especially not being raised on a farm and having the know-how and all the knowledge. I'm learning as I go. We're 8 years into it, and I would like to say that I've learned enough to maintain a decent herd and keep them healthy and everything like that. But no, just a really quick video. Like I said, I'm pretty excited. I get excited over simple little things, but now I do know for a fact, though, that is the next project that's got to be done. And I think all we're going to do is we're going to take that 10-foot feed gate, and we're just going to mount her up here in between one of these poles somewhere, and give them some extra room, because those water tubs will be worked on this weekend and are moving to the back wall, so the heaters can be plugged in all the time, and I can switch them on and off with a switch when I want to. And I'm going to try getting a slow trickle system so it don't freeze, and the water tubs will basically hopefully maintain and stay full for the most part. What else was going on? Oh, yesterday I come out here. We had upper 40s, a lots of rain. I got soaked. I spent all morning in the skid steer, and I basically cleaned the lot out. It was about a foot deep from where they've been running and stuff like that. It was packed solid. You can see in the background there, there's quite a pile of manure. And that's where it is right now. So I would have loved to been able to load it up in the spreader and take it out to the field, but we're just not there. So hopefully this pile that we had here, the kids don't mistake it for a sledding pile once we get, you know, the snow that they're calling for this week, because I'm pretty sure that'll get covered up pretty good and it'll look like a nice pile to go start digging tunnels in and stuff like that. And yeah, that wouldn't be good. So, but no, we got the barn driveway scraped down so it's nice and flat, because we're looking at at least 15 days of 20s, teens, minuses, negatives, you name it, we got it. Not everything but warm weather. So, but I ain't complaining because it's winter. Let's get it here and let's get it done so we can start our spring program. But no, thanks again, Ted. I really appreciate it, buddy. That was a good bit of information, much needed here. And tonight when I get home from work about 8 o'clock, 8:30, I'll run out here quick and see how it worked. Pitch whatever's, you know, kicked out with the pitchfork back in, and I'm seriously considering maybe throwing a pole right here on the outside in the center of these two gates, which will give me a 12-foot span in the front, and maybe boarding it up in between out here. So it's actually an enclosed manger, and I think that'll prevent a lot of what they butt out with their heads and stuff, because you're constantly coming out here with the bucket on the skid steer, pushing it back in, and I think that'll help too. So that's something that's going to be done in the future. Like I said, I always say there's a lot of things that are going to be done in the future, but little by little. Rome wasn't built overnight. I believe that's the correct quote. So, yep. Everybody seems happy, content. I think everybody's good for the day. And that being said, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Check out our Facebook page, Pewview Farms, and look forward to talking to y'all real soon.